So I'm excited about this year. I'm excited about this ranch, and I'm excited to get further west to Larry so we can get this season kicked off.
I couldn't tell whether he hit her or missed her. Sounded good.
Today I'm going to show you how to make chipotle peppers. I bet a lot of you buy chipotle. It's basically just smoked jalapeno pepper.
Welcome to A Sportsman's Life. We're so glad you tuned in to join us for another exciting real-world outdoor adventure right here on A Sportsman's Life.
Finally has arrived. First deer hunt of the year. I left late last night and I drove to the ranch. I picked up a trailer and I picked up a side-by-side. We've got guns, we've got pistols, we've got 50 caliber air rifles. Got the Seneca Dragon Claw right here next to me, as a matter of fact, sitting in the front seat, my new baby. Anyways, we're loaded up. I'm headed west, further west, to go meet Larry. We're going to just kick off this season with a MLD doe hunt on a ranch that we manage for H3. A lot of does got to be taken off of it. We got a lot of bucks that got to be taken off of it as well. Had a great recruitment year. Fawn did wonderful. Spotlight survey was incredible. Despite the fact that we were somewhat of a drought this season, the deer are really healthy. They look like they've got a lot of fat on them. Fawns are plentiful. So I'm excited about this year. I'm excited about this ranch, and I'm excited to get further west to Larry so we can get this season kicked off. I cannot wait. I cannot believe it's here. I feel like it just closed. Now we're right back into it, but I'm not complaining.
Brought to you by Dallas Safari Club, Conservation, Education, and Hunter Advocacy. Hornaday, accurate, deadly, dependable. Taurus Firearms, maker of the Raging Hunter. Trigicon, brilliant aiming solutions.
her a mister. Sounded good. We'll see if her blood shot felt good. If you want to take her, go ahead and take her. She's standing over there. Yeah, there's a bug to the right. Yeah, she's right there. She's left. She's buck was checking her. He was right on the top of her. Man, that felt great. That was really fun. My first deer with a pistol. Taurus Raging Hunter, calibered in .454 Pursuit. The Church of Conakry point was, just right there as soon as I put my head in it. And I'm pretty sure you saw the hornet it did.
A Sportsman's Life is also brought to you by Air Force Air Guns, AGM Global Vision, H3 Whitetail Solutions, Pyramid Air, Gear the Hunt, and Horizon Smokers.
Hello sports fans, this is Bill Carey with Striper Express for your fishing tip on A Sportsman's Life. Here we go. The striper fishing on Lake Texoma is on fire. Top water, it's October. This is what we're using. Zara Spook, any color. My go-to favorite, the Cordell Pencil Popper. I like the blackback foil belly. I like blueback too, and I'll explain. Here's the Pencil Popper's little brother, blackback foil before the sun comes up. Blueback foil when the sun comes up. There's your little tip. Now, after that, we're chasing the birds. This is a white glow. I like 5-inch sassies that glows underwater. Our head, 3/4 to 1.5 ounce. And of course, we're slabbing. You can bump these slabs on the flats, or you can drop and reel. Here's a good one for deep water. For deep water, just reel that one fast and catch the stripers. It's on fire. I had to tell you, this is what we're using. Go to Lake Texoma, call your favorite guide, and here we go. Sportsman's Life fishing tip. Go catch a fish.
Conservation Today is brought to you by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land. Visit HaydenOutdoors.com to find or sell your farm, ranch, or recreational property.
With deer season kicking off, now is a good time to be thinking about your management plan for next season. And one of the ways that you can do that is by starting a harvest log. There's plenty of them out there you can print off the internet. But some of the key things that you want to start looking at with every animal you harvest is the live weight of that deer, the field dressed weight. Start making a note of the body fat on that animal. You can also do that by measuring the KFIs when you are field dressing your deer. Start documenting the age of each animal you kill. When it comes to your bucks, take all the scores. Measure the mass, the width, the length, the overall score of that deer. Make sure you're documenting proper age. When it comes to your does, make sure you're documenting, was that doe lactating or was she dried up? What time of the year you killed her, the exact date, and then moving forward, you're able to go back to that and see the progression of your changes that you're making, whether it be in supplemental feeding, whether it be from increased or decreased harvest numbers, or whether it be from making improvements within your habitat. I'm Brandon Houston with H3 Whitetail Solutions.
Well, it's your old buddy Luke Clayton. How's all my friends doing today? I'm out here at my cabin, which you can see the horns and stuff, kind of a rustic spot, but a spot where I do a lot of my writing and some of my radio shows, and where I often visit with you folks and share a recipe or just something that's going on with me. You know, it's fall now, and the fish are on a big-time bite. Stripers up at Lake Texoma, catfish at Fort, bass at Fort. You know, it's a time when fish are feeding heavily. A lot to do for those folks like us that enjoy the outdoors right now. Bow season's going on. I mean, it's time to get out and enjoy ourselves. Now, I've been doing a bunch of hunting, but my ultimate goal when I hunt is to get some meat in the freezer. Now, I won't say that I'm not a trophy hunter. I think any deer hunter that tells you he's not a trophy hunter is probably not telling the truth. But I also like to put does and, you know, any good venison in the freezer. So it's a time to not only hunt and fish, but, you know, to think about outdoor cooking. Now, today I'm going to show you how to make chipotle peppers. I bet a lot of you buy chipotle. It's basically just smoked jalapeno peppers. That's all it is. Now, but you can make them yourself, and when you buy the chipotle peppers, usually they're very, very dry and they're ground up into a mix that you could shake out of a big shaker. But we're going to make them where there's a little meat on the pepper itself. And I have my smoking Tex all fired up with some hickory wood out here in my little cooking shack. We're going to take it and well, first we're going to pick some peppers. I've got a bunch of mild jalapenos. Now they're not really mild, but they're not real hot either. You can buy your jalapeno peppers at the store. You can either, the big ones, you can cut them in half and seed them and then just smoke the halves. But these, we're going to smoke them whole. And let's go out and let me show you the ones I'm going to pick. And then we'll put them in our smoker and smoke them real slow, probably about 150 degrees. And I'm not going to dry these completely out. I'm going to make them where there's a little bit of meat on the pepper, where we can I like to chop it up in dishes like guisado and tacos. I mean, chipotle smoked peppers, the smoke flavor just gives the pepper an added boost, I think. So let's go out here. Let me show you the ones we're going to pick. And then we'll get out here on the smoker, put them in there, and smoke them for probably, at least 8 or 10 hours at a slow temperature. So let's go look at some peppers. Well, folks, I carried over a couple of jalapeno pepper plants through the summer. And this is really a milder version of the jalapeno. They're still hot if you let them get a little maturity on them. But we've got a bunch of peppers right here. I'm sure you can see some of these nice ones. Have another plant right here with some of the longer jalapenos. And we are actually going to pick these here in just a bit. Take a look at these. We're going to pick these and put them on a little mesh rack for our smoking Tex electric smoker, and let them smoke 8 or 10 hours real slow at about 140 or 150 degrees. But smoked jalapenos, chipotle, that's what they become when you smoke them. They are some of the very tastiest seasonings that you can put in soups and stews. Guisado, I'll make a lot of guisado, especially out of wild pork and venison. But I think this is something you might want to do. If you don't grow your own, which probably many of you don't, go to the store and buy them. The ones you buy will be somewhat bigger than these, but these are, these are the size that I like to pick. So let me pick these, and then let's fire up that smoking Tex, put some hickory wood. I like chipotle hickory flavored. Let's put some hickory wood in that smoking Tex electric smoker, set the thermostat about 150 and let her go for a while. So I'll get them picked, and then you can join me back over here at the smoker in just a couple of minutes. Okay, now we have our peppers picked, and in my trusty smoking Tex electric smoker, here's you an overall view. I've got the old firebox, the wood box down there loaded with some hickory. Now here's our peppers. This may not look like a lot of peppers, and it's really not, I guess, but that's enough. Can you imagine how far those smoked chipotle peppers are going to go? I mean, I don't think you'll ever use more than 3 or 4 in one time. But we're going to set our thermostat at about 150 and get that hickory wood going really good. And the next time you see I'll show you a finished product. Now, okay, these little peppers like right here. This little pepper right here, it's a smaller pepper. Now we'll probably go ahead and smoke it to where the point that it's actually dried out. But some of these bigger ones like this, like these, I'm going to smoke them where they'll be black in color, but they'll also have a little meat to them. They won't be completely dried out. That's the way I like to use the chipotles, rather than, grind them up and have them really, really dry. I like to have a little bit of meat there with them, and these bigger ones are ideal for that. So you can dry some out, like these little bitty ones here, this small pepper. Dry it completely out, and then leave some meat on the bigger ones. So I'd say even the bigger peppers, probably I won't leave them in my smoking Tex more than probably 8 or 10 hours, something like that. So folks, there's no need for me to show you these peppers anymore. You probably already know what they look like. Kind of doing a little self-filming. That's why I'm not in the video here, but we're going to come back and I'm going to show you the finished product. This is a few of those peppers out of my smoking Tex after about 10 hours. I left them in there about 10 hours. Now, I was telling you about the meaty part. A pepper like this, for instance, this one's got a little bit of the meat left on it. And then these little ones, like this one, Right here, that one is completely dry. So you could actually grind it up and make something you could shake out of a shaker. Stay tuned next week. We're going to bring you something that I think you'll enjoy, and be safe in the outdoors, okay? Folks, thanks so much for joining us. This segment of our show is brought to us by Gearhead Archery, Snaplock Hunting Blinds, Smoking Texas Electric Smokers, TRHP Outdoors, Ultramatic Feeders, and Catfish Pro Catfish Bait and Catfishing Supplies. Make sure and tune in next week. We'll have another exciting show ready to go for you.